And it built up and it built up and it built up, right to the point where the week after that, we're literally standing outside the college and yo, what you lot saying? It's your boy Jababoy here. Let me try it again. I'm such a dead intro, aren't I? Yo, what you lot saying? It's your boy Jababoy here. Yeah, still not better? Oh fuck, I'll just go with this. And today I'm doing another story time episode for you lot. Because damn, you guys smashed the like rating. Much appreciated, guys. And I think for this one, if you guys want me to do another one, okay, let's just hit 30 likes. 30 likes and I'll do another one. And today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the time of meeting all of my exes, how I started dating. And let me tell you this, I've had 3 serious relationships. I know, very weird considering how hot I am. But anyways, let's get at it. So we'll start off with my first girlfriend. So this was in year 7. This was in the first few days of my secondary school. And I'm not gonna lie, it's very, very tough. It was hard sort of making friends, to be honest, given that I had autism and like obviously autism. Sort of making it hard for you to speak and for you to get your foot in the door. And especially as I was very shy as well, that kind of didn't really bode well for me in terms of making friends. So I was left isolated the first few weeks. And basically one lunchtime I was just heading into the candy, whatever, just get some food. And all of a sudden I get called from a girl in the table actually. And to be honest, I was kind of shocked, to be honest. You know, a young, skinny autism guy trying to find his feet in secondary school. So I walk over to the table and there she was. She was literally winning me over and it was kind of sweet. It was kind of nice. She had another friend as well who was nearby, which I won't say her name out of privacy reasons. And yeah, so basically she saved the seat. I sat down. We talked to her a little bit, you know, we got to know each other a little bit. I couldn't remember like what she was saying to me at the time. This was so long ago. But all I knew was that was kind of the day that I started becoming friends, and ever since then I'd always hang around at her table. I always have food there as well too. I mean, it was such a nice place to be. It felt like family, to be honest, like legit. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I mean, the whole table, I mean, her friend, her, even the LSA that was next to her as well. She was in the wheelchair at the time because of a bad accident a couple of years ago. She was kind of nice too, so, and her friend always made me feel like part of their inner circle, friendship pretty much. Now we move on to how we started dating. So pretty much, I think she came off of another relationship like a couple of months ago, and basically we were messaging. By the way, we started messaging on Facebook like a couple of months after we knew each other from the table, and we built up a good friendship, we built up a good mutual relationship, that one day she decided to ask me out on Facebook Messenger. And at the time, you know, a young, single, 14-year-old boy, obviously that's going to tempt me into dating her. And sure enough, that's what happened. So basically she asked me out, I said yes, and we went from there. I think it was like January, February of 2013, I can remember, because I remember I had my first work experience at 2013, and during that same time, that's when we were dating as well. So, and yeah, first couple of weeks was quite insane. We started, you know, really getting into some of the personal deep shit together. We would always be having those eyes, to be honest. You know when you're dating, you sometimes, like, when you're together, you have these eyes and you're glaring at each other like very intimately. Yeah, that's what we kind of had at the table together. We'd be holding hands underneath the table. You know, the usual sort of relationship thing that you would do, to be honest. And also back in secondary school, she used to go to a youth club, which I would go to as well. I'd always go there, meet her, talk to her, see what's up, see what's going down. And yeah, everything was going smoothly. Right up until, I think it was around March, April 2013. I think we were celebrating our 1-month anniversary at the time. So she was kind of making a big deal of it. I wasn't really making a big deal of it because, you know, it's 1 month. I mean, who cares? I mean, 1 month, congrats, good. Maybe celebrate it when we're like halfway through the year or like a year into it. So we get to a month in our relationship. Like, I get up in the morning, I check my phone, like I see what's up, and literally I get text messages saying she's decided to break up with me.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And I'm like, what? Like, everything that we've been through. Like, now, are you serious? So I was very, very bewildered by that. And obviously myself being the desperate guy, I message her back, hey, what the hell's going on? Why are you doing this? What's up with this? She basically comes back saying, look, I don't think it's gonna work out. You're a really suave and nice guy, but it's just like not working out for us. Obviously, this being my first relationship, I go absolutely 8-ball mad and start crying for like 40 minutes. And believe it or not, that was actually the longest relationship I've ever had. The last two, the next one which I'm going to talk to you guys about, that was only a month, I think, as well too. And the third and most recent one was about a week to 2 weeks. But anyways, moving back to the first one, just because of everything that went on, I just wanted to sit somewhere else. So I do that, and we move to the end of the day. Basically, because it's a Friday and the youth club's always on a Friday, I go to the youth club, I see what's up, I see her, we sit down, we talk, and basically she lets me know that, she tells me straight up, like, no, that's it, we're done, like, it was nice going, we had a good good run, and you know, all the usual breakup jazz, to be honest. So obviously that makes me so devastated. I literally just ended up crying like all throughout the corridor and shit. It was so sad. Tried to pick like the quietest place to like do it as well, so I didn't get pulled out, get people on my case, of course. It was very, very difficult, of course. And I think it only took me until probably Saturday and Sunday after that I regained my composure and just moved on from it, because I think what I realised, speaking to other friends, whatever, you've just got to move on. You know, that's what I've been able to do like nowadays. Like if I break up with someone or she breaks up with me, whatever, then I'm easily able to like quickly move on and enjoy my life being single, because I think sometimes you can't let shit like this get the better of you. It will just tear you apart. So that was the first relationship I had. Now let's move on to the second relationship I had. So now this was a couple of months after. So I think this was like in the summer, so this was like May, June of 2013. So, and pretty much me and my first girlfriend, along with her friend as well, we were back together, we were all chill and everything. And basically she hits me up with another girl who was insanely interested in me. Like I'm talking incredibly interested in me. So obviously myself wanting to get back in the relationship scene, I said, yeah, sure, I'll message her, I'll see what's up with her. I began messaging her, and you know what, she seems cool, she seemed chill, she seemed like a lot of fun, to be honest, especially from the text that she was giving me on Messenger, of course. And we said, fuck it, let's go out together. So immediately we did. We met a couple of times at the table and outside and whatever. Seemed like the real deal. She was chill, she was suave, she was funny, awesome, interesting to hang out with. Pretty much the 2.0 of my ex, to be honest. And as a result, because of that and because of my reputation at the secondary school, for some odd reason, I don't know why, pretty much me and her became sort of the most popular couple at the secondary school at the time. A lot of the kids in my year, in lower years, were all talking about our relationship. We felt like Kim Kardashian or Kanye West, that sort of relationship like that. Like even though it was positive, we didn't know nerves because we wanted to be our little thing, whatever. And we used to do a lot of romantic stuff. Like for instance, when we were done from homework club or something like that, we used to walk each other home, support each other in whatever we're doing. And yeah, that's pretty much what we did at the time. And one time when we were walking each other home, basically we kissed. And that was actually my first kiss, actually, believe it or not. It wasn't really like a full-on like snoggy, but it was more like a pet kiss, you know what I mean? It was kind of awesome at the time, you know, because obviously it was my first kiss, and obviously when you have a first kiss it was pretty awesome. But some disagree, they thought it was like not even a kiss, and now I look back at it, I think it was like a proper kiss, to be honest. But later on you'll find out that I did have actually my first kiss. Oh man, it was so good. I'll talk about more of that later. And yeah, it's all going swimmingly well. I thought, this is it, this is my perfect girlfriend, we're gonna be together for a very, very long time, for a couple of years. Turns out she dumped me a few weeks after our first kiss.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
She basically calls me up on the phone. I'm just chilling, talking to her for a bit. She fucking hits me with the biggest fucking breakup ever. Like literally just straight out of nowhere, like RKO style, to be honest. And obviously that got me a little bit wound up, to be honest, got me a little bit devastated again. But I think on this occasion I took it a little bit more better than I did last time, obviously. It being my first time getting broken up, so you can tell it gets better over time, of course. Like I said, I've been given a word by my friend like a couple of months ago, who told me just not to take this too personally and just to move on and just enjoy life. And that's exactly what I did. I got sad over it for 20-30 minutes, and then afterwards I was like done, whatever. And now we're kind of good friends, and we do hang around with each other quite a lot. I mean, we do a lot of like general like friends type stuff, to be honest. I'm glad that one of my ex is like we're in good terms now. We're like really good friends now. I think once we broke up, I think we didn't talk to each other for like the next few months. It was only after that then we started talking again, we started getting back together, sort of make it up and all that. And then afterwards we become like really close and good friends. So yeah, that was pretty much it. So now on to my third and last one, which is actually my recent one. So let's get into it. So now a few years have passed. I was single during that time after. I know, very sad. Lived a very lonely, quiet, single life. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I lived a very like good single life. You know, I was out there partying. Hanging out with friends. So it wasn't all that bad, but that was when September of 2017, that's when it all changed. And basically this was starting my recent course, my level 2 creative media course. And basically I start the year, you know, obviously sort of like a veteran, I'd say, to the college. Me being in there for like 3-4 years, which is absolutely insane. So now it was all about getting to know people in my class, what was going on with them and that kind of stuff like that. And that was when, like, I think it was like the first 2 weeks of us starting the course, I met this beautiful girl. Obviously I'm not going to say what her name is, obviously privacy reasons. and plus she hates my guts now, so I'm not even gonna like touch on too much about her, so there's that. So basically how it all started was we were sort of like waiting for our class, and I was with my mates and all that, with the boys who I met at the start of the course. So basically she looks at me and I'm standing there, I'm just thinking, shall I look back? And obviously my desperate single eye said, yes, go for it. So I immediately look at her, check her out, see what she's like, see how good she looks. And I'm not even gonna lie, even to this day, she looks pretty good. Like nowadays, like I'd give her sort of 7 or 8 out of 10 for sure. But anyways, go up to the girls, talk for like probably 20-30 minutes to them, hang around with them, get to know them each and all. And I think once I got into my little like mojo stride, whatever, I think the lesson was about to start, so I think that was our time to go in. Then we cut forward to the end of the lesson, and basically there she was, so beautiful. I think she was wearing like a red and black sort of cardigan with like a black jacket as well. And I basically go up to her, talk to her for a little bit, see what's up, and basically I think I leave before her because obviously I have some important stuff to deal with. So I immediately asked for a number. She straight away says yes and gives it to me, and then it's all settled, it's all good. So then we cut to the later on to the day. I'm just chilling, whatever, sitting down in the kitchen, whatever, just having food, and basically I start texting her. So basically I say what's up. She replies with, hey, what's up? She started talking about how she did art last year, and then talking about why she's doing media and why she want to get into the media industry. So then that happens and we grow a nice strong connection. So then afterwards we started hanging out a little bit more. We'd do projects together, which was really, really cool. And during the time that we were together, both in class and out, we'd always be so intimate, you know, always giving us some like romantic gestures or whatever to one another, but, which even to this day I think was pretty sweet of her. And then afterwards one thing led to another. I invited her over to mine. We started hanging out. We actually started watching In-Betweeners. Like even to this day I'm cringing over this. Like I really wish I had Netflix, but at the time I didn't have it, so In-Betweeners was the main thing that we watched. I mean pretty much the whole time that I invited her around, we were mainly in my room watching shit, whatever. So then afterwards we then be texting, you know, getting to know each other a bit more, because I think at the time after that moment we already knew each other for like a week, maybe a week and a half, something like that. So it was kind of like an early phase of our friendship slash relationship. Then afterwards we meet again, but this time it was near her place, which she was going to invite me to her, but because of personal reasons she couldn't let me in. So instead we went to this one shopping centre near Wandsworth, where not only would we be looking at some shit, but also meeting up with another friend of hers. And I think that only lasted for like an hour or two or something like that. So not that very long, but very enjoyable indeed. And also at the same time, that was a few days before our date. And basically how that all set up was basically, she basically asked me out on a date. So immediately my mind was like, yes, 100% do it, let's go. You know, I knew her well enough, more than like my grey blazer, I think this type of shirt as well, and the jeans were all like black or something like that. So yeah, we basically agreed to meet each other at Wimbledon, and that's what happened. We met. She looked absolutely stunning. I think she was wearing like a black dress, like so gorgeous, it was ridiculous. And then afterwards I give her flowers because obviously man's got to be romantic and stuff, and as she was pouring at the time, so it wasn't really the best scenario I would have wished for, but whatever, I mean shit happens sometimes. So basically we walk over to the restaurant. The restaurant I chose was Nando's, being the cheapskate that I am at the time, so yeah. So basically we go to Nando's, we order food, and we start talking a little bit, got a little bit intimate on a couple of occasions, and then afterwards we then head off to the cinema. I actually told her that we were going to go to the cinema after to watch the new It movie, and she was having none of it, and to be honest I kind of understood. I mean, who takes a date to see a scary movie? That is just grim. Instead we go and see the new Christopher Robin movie that just came out last year. Unfortunately we had to wait for like an hour or two, but that was cool because at that point, that's when, once we got the tickets, the popcorn and everything, that's when things got a little bit intimate. I'm not going to tell you guys too much. All I can say is it got intimate. By the way, during that part we kissed as well, and that was kind of like my second kiss. The first one being last week. Basically during the time that we didn't have college, she basically told me that after college she was actually going to give me my first actual proper kiss, and not like the last one where it was like a pet kiss, like an actual proper snog, like an actual like whole deal. So basically we walk over to the secret place because obviously we didn't want people finding out that we were kissing and it causing a scene. So we find a quiet place, we stand there, she tells me what to do in the moment, and one thing leads to another, you do it. And it was quite romantic, I'm not gonna lie. And overall, it's just awesome. Like, man, like 19 years and experienced my first like snog or kiss, whatever. Like that was so sick, to be honest. So obviously in this case it was my second, so after I was a little bit more experienced, I obviously knew what to do, what not to do, that type of stuff like that. And even in the cinema screen before we watched the movie, it still got intimate as well. So yeah, you can definitely understand there was a very romantic connection between one another. I definitely had a lot of feelings for her, 100%, and I felt like it was meant to be to honest, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever met a girl, like, those who've been in a lot of relationships, I experienced a girl who is like the most perfect girl ever, like, you feel like it's meant to be that type of thing like that. You'll understand where I'm coming from. So yeah, that was done. I think the movie finished about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh, immediately she was tired already, so being the nice nice gentleman I am. I walk her back to her house, say the usual like goodbye, I love you type stuff like that. So yeah, I leave, go home, and that was it. That was it of the day. Oh boy, did things change next week. Basically, things were a little bit different, and unfortunately it was in a very negative and sort of weird vibe, to be honest. Basically, she wasn't giving me as much attention as she usually does before, which is very, very strange, to be honest. So immediately I try and get her attention, you know, see what's up, what the problem is, whatever. She's having none of it. She's talking with her other friends, and I feel like that at the time I should back down and sort of stood my ground, to be honest, because unfortunately my inexperience sort of gets the best of me, where at the time I was so clingy, to be honest. People have defended me at the time, saying that I wasn't being clingy, that she was the one not giving me attention that I needed. But the more I look back at it, the more I feel like it was me just being a little bit too clingy for my own good. And it built up and it built up and it built up, right to the point where the week after that, we're literally standing outside the college and she breaks up with me.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
After probably a week or two of us being together. Very much a lot less than the other two a couple of years ago, but very, very sad indeed. You know, because I felt like a real big connection with her. I felt like it was meant to be, you know, she was going to be the love of my life. We were going to have a long distance relationship. You know, the usual standard guy thinking method, to be honest. So out of my 3 relationships I've had, I've learned many things. And one is to not be attached to things and kind of just move on, to be honest. That's kind of the truth. Like, sometimes in life you gotta learn to move on, especially when it comes to women, to be honest, or men, depending on what sexuality you are. And sometimes you just gotta say to yourself, maybe it's not meant to be honest. And I feel like to make the most out of life, sometimes think about yourself, what makes you right, what makes you happy, that type of stuff like that. And that's me being truthfully honest. Like, I'm not trying to sound selfish or whatever. That's me speaking the truth. That's me saying what people honestly think, you know, when they come out of a relationship, is that they just move on. They just move on, live their life, and maybe, you know, one day they'll find another girl of their dreams. Another thing I've learned is kind of a personal one of mine, to be less clingy and looking for attention to. I know I'm very guilty of that, and I feel that I need to work on that if I'm going to have success in future relationships. Another thing that I've learned as well is to be less of an arsehole, to be honest. Now, 2 of the 3 relationships I had, I wasn't being an arsehole. It was more to do with it not working out. So in terms of 1 of the 3, and some of the other like girls that I used to like, the girls that I used to be with, they weren't crazy serious, to be honest. They were more like sort of on the side, whatever. I used to sometimes have trust issues with some of the girls. Now looking back at it, I've had time to reflect. If I could go back, I really wish inside deep down I was less of a douche, less an asshole, and more of just a suave, nice, understanding guy, of course. So yeah, those are the only things that I've learned throughout my previous experiences with women. Whether it's serious or whether it's like a nothing key type thing, I've definitely learned a lot of things, and from that, use them effectively to be the man that I am today. And that is where I'm going to finish this video today. A nice positive way to end the video off. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't, be sure to hit the like button. Let's go for 30 likes so I do another one of these story time videos. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button down below for more. And yeah, comment below on anything you want, whether that it's things that you've learned from relationships, suggestions of what videos I should do, or whatever. Comment down below. And yeah, guys, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's your boy, Jababoy. Take it easy. I'm out. Peace!